How's it going, everybody? This is Darrin with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson, and today I've got three fun and easy licks for you, pentatonic licks in the style of Jimi Hendrix. So right now Guitar Control is giving away this really awesome daily practice routine to improve your lead guitar chops. This was put together by our very own Silvio Gazquez, a two-time Guitar Idol finalist. This routine covers the four main concepts that are necessary for lead guitar: alternate picking, legato, sweep picking, and tapping. All the tabs and exercises are all included in this free ebook. There's a link in the description where you can get yours. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at these. Alright, so the first thing as you're playing through these is you're probably going to notice that there's tons of similarities between these sequences of notes that were in some of the other ones we've looked at, the Billy Gibbons and Jimmy Page and stuff. So, you know, a lot of this is just out of that regular minor pentatonic box pattern that you already know. But what makes Hendrix different is it's the choice of the notes, the sequence, the actual, like he'll do like a lick that's very similar to the other ones, but it's the note choice and it's his phrasing that makes it different. So this is just like some really good examples of how, as you're working your way up through, you know, being able to solo and improvise, that the melody that you create is what's going to make it stand out, which is going to make it sound different than something else. So the first one to look at here is from the beginning of the solo for Hey Joe. So this is just in E minor pentatonic, and I don't recall, I meant to write this down when I did these. Some of them were tuned down a half step, and I don't remember which ones. It doesn't seem like this one was tuned down a half step, but the other two are for sure. So it's possible that this could be tuned down a half step. So, except we're just in this box pattern, minor pentatonic number 1. So we're going to start off, we're going to bend the 15th fret here on the B string, and we're going to bend that up a full step with some vibrato. Now, we're going to do that, it's a quarter note, so it takes care of beat number 1. And then we're going to follow that with this little sequence here. So we're just going to start on the 12th fret of the high E, and we're just going to descend the scale. So from there to the 15th fret on the B string, to the 12th, and then to the 14th fret on the G string. So. Now, when we get to that 14th fret on the G string, we're going to bend that up a full step, and then we're going to release it and pull off to the 12th fret. And then we're going to follow that with the 14th fret on the D string, and then back to the 12th fret on the G string with some vibrato. So. Okay, so that was our first measure. So the second measure starts off the same way. So we're going to start off with that 15 fret on the B string bend. Then we're going to follow that with the 12th fret on the high E, to the 15th on the B, to the 12th, and then to 14 on the G string, just like we did before with the bend. But this time, instead of bending and releasing, we're going to bend and hold, and then go right to the 12th fret on the B string. Back to 14 on the G string. So you got, then to 12 on the G string, then back to 14 and pull to 12, and then you're going to put a little slight bend. That's a Hendrix kind of sound right there. And then there to the 14th fret on the D string. So that's in the third measure. So the whole sequence is really just basically the meat and potatoes of it's what's in the first two measures. Alright, so the next we're going to look at is from the solo in Little Wing. So this is in the, actually played from the same scale, it's from the same key, and it starts off the same. We're going to bend that 15th fret on the B string up a full step. But this time it's a half note. So this solo is slower and it's more melodic, but it uses just a whole bunch of the same notes. So this is a really good example of how you can have two things that you have similar notes, a similar sequence, but by your timing and your phrasing, you can completely make it sound different. So we're going to start off, we're going to bend that. So that's a half note, so that takes care of the first two beats. 1, 2, and then starting on beat 3, we're going to bend it again, and we're going to release it, and then to 12. And then we're going to pick 12 and hammer to 15, and then back to 12. So that's our first measure plus the first beat of the second measure. So. Okay, then, so like I said, when we hit that 12 there, that's on the beat 1, and it's tied to the downbeat of beat 2. So it's like 1, 2, and then on the end of 2, we're going to bend the 15 and release, and then go to the 12th fret on the G string. Then we're going to go to the 14th fret on the G string, bend that, and then grab the 15th fret of the B string. So I'm going to use my pinky to grab that 15th fret of the B string since I'm bending with my third finger. Then we're going to go back to the 14th fret on the B string, and we're already in that bend. We release. So. Then we're going to go to the 14th fret on the D string, back to the 12th fret on the G string, back to the 14th fret, and we're going to bend and release twice. Back to 12 on the G string, and then finally resolving on 14 on the D string. So it's just like the first lick. I mean, it's very, very similar, but the timing is different and the phrasing, and that's what makes it sound, different and more unique. And a lot of these little things in here, these little nuances, is how Hendrix really got a big part of his sound. All right, and then the last one to look at is the little opening part of the little opening lead on All Along the Watchtower. So this one here is different. We're in a different keys. We're in like a different position, and it doesn't just primarily stay in that one box pattern. It kind of moves a little more horizontally around here. So we're going to start off, we got to slide from nowhere to the 13th fret on the G string. And you're going to want to use your middle finger to do this. Reason being is because the next note is 12 on the B string, and then 14. So that way you can... So we do that slide from nowhere, and it's coming in on the and of 3. So 1, 2, 3, and... Whoops. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Now when we go to the 14th fret, we bend that up a full step, and it's just an 8th note on the and of 4. And then if you look at the second measure, it does it again on the downbeat of 1, the and of 1, plus all of beat 2. So you got this. Okay, so after we do that, the last one, it's 1 and 2, And then on the downbeat of 3, it's actually just a real quick rest. And then we're going to bend that 14 and release it. And then go to 12. And then we're going to do a slide. It's, you know, you're going to start about at the 11th fret, but it's like a slide from nowhere. It's one of those, you know, slurred slides. And we're going to slide back to the 13th fret on the G string. So. Now when we slide back to that, then we're going to go to the 11th fret on the G string. So how I do it is I just move my middle finger from there down to the 11th fret, and we've got 1 and 2, 3, and now on the end of 3 we're going to go to the 11th fret on the D string, but he actually does a slide from nowhere like that. So that third measure, we do that slide to 11, and then we're going to go to 9 on the G string, and then 11. So this is like and 4 and. Now we're going to go 1 and 2. So what's happening here is it's the same timing as like on the first one. It's just in a different position. So now we're on 11 on the G string, and we've got 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. Then on the downbeat of 4 we go to 11 on the G string, and to 4 back to 11 on the D string. Okay, and then the last measure, and this is the part that I have the hardest time with, because it's one of these things I've talked about before, where he's playing the same scales, the same like sequences and things that I do, but it's just the way he does it is so different than how I play. It's kind of awkward for me. So what happens here is we're going to come up to the 9th fret on the B string, and we're going to pick that to a hammer on to 11 and pull back off to 9, and then to the 9th fret on the G string. So the best way to do it is to put your first finger, just kind of bar it so it's picking up the 9th fret of the G and the B string. And then we're going to pick that, pick, hammer, pull, and then we're going to go to the 12th fret on the B string and do a full step bend with some vibrato for the rest of the measure. So doing that part isn't where I have the issue, it's getting set up to it. Yeah, see, that making that transition is just really challenging for me. Right there. So when I try to play it more up to tempo, I try not to think too much about it and just let my hand kind of figure out what needs to happen there. All right, so there you have it. 3 pentatonic lick sequence ideas in the style of Jimi Hendrix. So if you like this lesson, be sure to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this or other guitar-related topics. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we upload throughout the week. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.